Alright, I'm bored, so I'm just gonna go through all the platinum trophies that I have. Because I am a degenerate and I like collecting trophies that mean nothing. It's to show that I have 36 platinums over a 10-year period, and most of them just come from the past 2 years, 3 years. That's really when I got into trophy hunting and getting platinum trophies. But the first one I ever got actually was Lego Marvel Superheroes. Most of the trophies I got were back in 2014, but I never actually beat the game until 3 years later. I noticed that I had a 99.9% completion on the game when I put it on. I just needed one more character. Essentially, I just bought the character and then got the platinum. But it was a fun game. You know, the first Lego game I played on the PS4 actually when it came out back in 2014. The second platinum I got was actually not me. This is technically my brother's. He would play on my account. At the time, you know, I didn't even think about it nor care about it. So technically, I have 35 platinums, but I mean, I beat the game on my own time. So I don't care. I'm giving it to myself. So that's my second one. Yeah, Shadow of Mordor, honestly, really fun game, especially if you love Arkham Knight. It's got similar combat to it, and if you're a huge Lord of the Rings fan, the lore in it is a little weird, but it's really fun, and the whole Nemesis system was awesome. And it's just a shame that it hasn't been used for what Shadow of War came out in 2017. That's 8 years ago, which is insane to me. Wait, the Lego Movie video game was I think in 2022. That's around the time where I actually got into platinum trophy hunting. I saw a video. I can't remember who, but they were just talking about collecting platinum trophies, and I was like, this seems fun. I don't know, I play a lot of video games every now and then, so yeah, I don't know what inspired it. I played the Lego Movie video game back in, I don't know, when it came out when I was younger. I almost beat the game, I just never finished it. I gone back and got all the characters and mini kits and whatnot in the game. But I noticed it was like really close to being done, so I just played the game, finished it, and what I needed to get in like maybe 2-3 hours, and got the platinum for it. And that marked my fourth one and kind of the first one into this whole period of actually wanting to collect platinums. So so I actually bought Modern Warfare just for the campaign. So the whole the whole platinum list, if it wants to load, Sony. Never mind. I guess I can't show it, but essentially the whole trophy list is just by playing the campaign. And one of the requirements was to beat the game in realistic mode or realism mode, and it kind of sucked. Playing that high of an AI was really annoying because you just get, I don't know, certain levels you would just get sniped halfway across the map.
But the real challenge for me was actually, there's one trophy where you had to kill, I think, 3 people with a grenade, where, like, when they throw it back to you, you have the option of picking up the grenade and throwing it back. Now, I tried doing it in one level over and over and over and over and over, and it just wouldn't register. And I had no idea why. Like, I restarted the whole game.
My sixth game was Stray. Really quick, easy platinum. You know, I got it in just a couple of days. Yeah, I don't know. Stray was a fun game. Really simple, but really wholesome. Now, this game, Days Gone, I'm gonna say super unreal. You gotta be kidding me. Is it doing it again? This is ridiculous. It's doing it again. Okay, I gotta work it out. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, Days Gone, super underrated game. Played through it. It's got some really great mechanics to it. Just the whole board mechanic of like fighting against zombies. That's like that sheer amount of zombies, and the ways that you could take them out, or like there's all these traps and equipment and stuff that you can set up, and just being able to the fact that you could ride around on a motorcycle just felt really badass, and it was just really awesome. The story I think started really good, except the ending kind of just felt really lackluster and kind of half-assed. But other than that, if you want a really fun zombie game, I'd go with Days Gone. It's really fun. Jedi Fallen Order, you know, I had played most of this game when it came out in 2019, and then I kind of just never finished it, so I went back. It was mostly just getting the collectibles and everything, and it was god-awful because the map, trying to, first of all, backtrack in a game where its maps are mostly linear, like they're meant to be going forward, is terrible because you can't go backwards through an area. You have to like start and go through all the way through it. And the minimap was the worst map I've ever seen ever. And it, like, whoever designed that thing should be taken around the shed and put down. So, Uncharted 1. Why does it keep doing this? The next trophies I have were Uncharted 1, 2, and 3 Remastered. It was a really fun story. I think Uncharted 2 was the best out of all of them. However, the one thing that was really difficult about it was playing on crushing difficulty. Just the fact that you had to play through the whole game. On the hardest difficulty, you would get like immediately killed if you're out in the open. So you had to play really careful, and I died thousands of times. But really, 1, 2, and 3 were all a similar experience. But the next series I did was Spyro the Dragon, actually, a remastered series. You know, I was really young. We had a PS1 in my basement, and my dad had a lot of games for it, but none that I was allowed to play. The only ones that really I was allowed to play were demos of games. And one of the demo discs that we had was Spyro the Dragon demo. And I was really young, maybe 5, 4 at the time. So I thought that I didn't know there was a demo. I thought that was just the length of the game. So it was really nostalgic, but also weird for me when I played the first level of Spyro, because after you get out of the first map in the demo, or the trial disc, or whatever it was, that's when the game ends, or the demo ends. So seeing that area that I've played so many times when I was younger, and then going past that just was really nostalgic, but at the same time, like groundbreaking, like crazy to me. That there's this whole other aspect of the game. Like I played a fraction of the game, but yeah, no, it was a really really simple platinum. Essentially just play through the whole game, collect all the collectibles, do certain things, but it was really fun and kind of a nice breather after playing the Uncharted games on Crushing. Yeah, and here's Spyro 2 and Spyro 3. But my next platinum, actually, I think it was a Lego game. Nope, it was Deathloop. So, the Deathloop, there was maybe 2 years ago, I got kind of sick and I couldn't go to school, I couldn't go to work, I had nothing to do. So, I was going on PlayStation, I found Deathloop on the Plus store, it came with Plus, and I ended up falling in love with the game. The story was kind of rough, I didn't really think it was very good, like they built it up into this whole thing and then it just kind of just let down. But just playing the game, it was really fun to me. And I love the music in it too, it had some really great soundtracks. Specifically like the end, like the party, if you get caught, there's a certain song that plays, and I don't, it's just got a certain vibe to it that's really fun. But after that, yep, Spider-Man Miles Morales. So this game actually I was close to getting the platinum too, but for the Spider-Man games, one of the things you have to do is, and this is usually the final trophy for most people, is just beat the game in New Game Plus, which essentially just means just beating the whole game over again. And I got almost every trophy, as you can see here, in 2022, except for just beating the game on New Game Plus. So I was just really lazy and just didn't want to have to go through the whole game again. Until one day I was like, alright, fine, I'll finally just get it over with. Yeah, so I just noticed that these trophies aren't actually in chronological order of when I got them. So I kind of look like an idiot now, but whatever. I'll keep going through them like I am now. So anyway, God of War Ragnarok. I pre-ordered this game, beat it within like 2 weeks after it came out. Was super fun. I haven't beaten the first one on PlayStation. I actually beat that on Steam. I got the equivalent of a platinum trophy on there. But this one, you know, I did all the side quests, side bosses, the Berserkers, the Valkyrie, which were a pain in the ass, by the way. Awesome story. It's just a great game, all in all. Next one, Jedi Survivor. Also bought that game once it came out. I played most of the game, like, story-wise, once it, within a few weeks after coming out. I just never ended up getting the trophies and the other side things, like all the collectibles and everything like that, because launch for this game, it's coming back to me now, actually. Launch for Jedi Survivor was god-awful on both PC, PS5, whatever. The frame rate, the game was just so laggy, it was stutter. In certain areas, it would say 60 FPS, but it really did not feel like it at all. The game was just not in a good state when it launched, so that was part of the reason why I held off on it, because of that. So I put it on a year later, and they finally fixed a lot of those issues. So besides the technical issues at launch, I think it made a bunch of improvements over the first one, and I'm excited to see what the third one's gonna bring, if you know it comes out. And next one is Helldivers 2. This was I spent like maybe 400, 500 hours in this game. It was really fun. I used to be obsessed with Destiny, but when I would play this game, it just brought back a lot of fun memories I had with Destiny, like the strikes and the raids that I would do. That's what it kind of felt like. But just the fact that you could call down orbitals, strikes, and hell bombs, and 500 kilogram bomb. I don't know. It just was such a fun game, and it still is. I know it's got some. It's been on and off where it has some issues with the game, like technical issues and things like that. But it's a really fun game all in all. And some of these trophies, although they seem difficult initially, like these ones, trying to beat extreme difficulty blitz mission and extract under 6 minutes, and one without dying, or firing a primary support weapon, those seem really difficult because of the fact that I would play with randoms most of the time, and it's almost impossible to coordinate with that. But I found out that you can actually just do it solo, and that's how I ended up getting these 3 here, was just doing it solo. And I got them first try actually too. That's why these ones these 2 here specifically were achieved a lot later than the other ones here. But the last one, actually, I had to get someone to help me. Was just placing 6 orbital stratagems at the same place at the same time. You just need one. You can only throw 4 at a time. I just need one extra person to do that. But really fun game. Next one, Elden Ring. Holy crap, this is my all-time favorite game. 3 years ago when it dropped, I had seen so much on TikTok and Instagram Reels and YouTube and everything. I didn't know anything about Souls games. When it dropped in April, maybe March of that year, February, I can't remember. It was 2022. But one of my friends convinced me in like June to get on it, and so I bought it and I tried it out. I had no idea what I was doing, so I gave up. And then a couple weeks later, I was like, screw it, I'll try it again. And I don't know, something in it just clicked, and then I just fell in love with the game. And that was on PC, so I had got the game on Steam. I played through it. I got all the bosses. I beat it like maybe 4 times, 5 times on there. I have maybe 500 hours spent on there. And then you know, last year I was in my platinum craze, so I was like, you know, I'll buy the game off of PlayStation and get the platinum for it, and that's what I ended up doing. So, but yeah, I had so I tried doing the PS5 version, but I noticed that there's some, like, I don't know why, but the PS4 version runs way better than the PS5 version. Like the PS5 version would like lag every now and then. The frames will dip a lot. In areas where the PS4 version just had no issues running, the PS5 version would just have quite a bit. So I don't know why, but that kind of stopped me from wanting to finish the game. Far Cry 3, I saw all the memes about boss and everything, and that just got me interested in it. And I ended up actually playing this on my PS4. Just grinded it out. Ubisoft can make some terrible games, but they have some great classics, and Far Cry 3 was one of them. So just the story, the gameplay, everything about it was really fun. Except Ubisoft wants to add some random collectibles for no apparent reason, just for you to just collect them. So what was one trophy? This is really all I spent my time doing was, yeah, the whole relics. It was useless. The relics did nothing. They're just little collectibles. Luckily, you didn't have to collect the 121. You just had to collect 60, but I think this was my last trophy to get, and it was just kind of just stupid, collecting relics for no reason. But other than that, really the rest of the game was really fun. And the performance of Michael Mando as Voss, stellar. I was also watching Better Call Saul at the time too, so that's also a reason why I wanted to play the game. And then this was what I was talking about here, the Miles Morales for the PS4. I had gotten Spider-Man 2, and then I realized I might as well finish the Spider-Man Remastered before I get Spider-Man 2. So I ended up beating Spider-Man Remastered and Miles Morales on the PS4 before I ended up finishing before Spider-Man 2 came out. Spider-Man 2, once it came out, then whenever I beat it, I think the gameplay mechanics and the visual appearance of the game was an improvement over the first and Miles Morales. I like the fact that you could switch between them. I think the story was kind of lackluster. I think the whole Venom thing, I think they could have done a little bit more to it, made it a little bit more serious. But all in all, a fun game. And I will say the fast travel was so cool. Just being able to click on one spot, fast travel to it, and like it's just like in an instant you were there. Because I remember the days where fast travel was not really fast travel. You'd have to wait for a little bit, but just the fact that it ran on the SSD and how fast that is, it was just kind of cool to experience. Next one, Master's Playroom. I beat that actually when I got the PS5. That was my first. Yeah, so I kind of messing up the numbers now, but this was actually I beat the game when I first got the PS5. Yeah, you can see 3 years ago. But I mean, really fun experience. I really gave off like Nintendo, Mario Odyssey, Mario vibes. It was a really cute and really fun game. And Astrobot, when that came out, it took Astro's Playroom and then just expanded on it. I felt I was smiling every time I played the game just because of how fun it was. And all the references it made to classic PS1, PS2 titles, PS3 titles. Most of my life I've grown up. Actually, all my life was surrounded by PlayStation. I never had an Xbox or Wii when I grew up, so it was just PS1, PS2, PS3, PS4. That's the only systems I really had grown up. So there's a lot of nostalgia tied to it. Slime Rancher, that was a more recent one. I don't know. I was actually watching Dexter most of the time while playing this, so I would just put Dexter on in the background and just play some Slime Rancher. I don't know. I just wanted a chill game to play. You can see this is more recent now. We're getting less than a year, but I don't know. It's a fun game. You don't have to think that much. You just play kind of like Minecraft. Next was Ghost of Tsushima. This one was kind of on and off from 3 years ago when I got the PS5. It's a really lengthy game, so that's why it was just kind of hard for me to play this for like long stretches without getting a little tired of it. Because I will say the game is gorgeous. The fighting mechanics, all the equipment and everything like that, it's really fun. The story I think is incredible. Although taking down Mongol bases just kind of got repetitive over time. There wasn't too much you could do in the game, like doing the haikus, finding the foxholes, chopping the bamboo. That was fun and calming in certain scenarios and everything like that, but it just kind of got really repetitive. There wasn't too much diversity for it. So, and also I was kind of an idiot and I kind of spoiled the game for myself because like halfway through, I found out there was armor you can get that looks like that references Kratos. It's a God of War reference, but you have to go to the DLC area to get it. And what I ended up doing was I was like 75% of the way through the game, and like an idiot, I wanted the armor first, so I went to the DLC area and found out you can't go back to the main area until you beat most of the DLC area. So that was also a big reason as to why it took me so long to get the platinum for this game. Spoiled the ending for myself mostly. Yeah, that was a big brain moment for me. But anyway, I'm excited for the Ghost of Yotei when it comes out later this year too. I'll probably try to film that. Next platinum, Red Dead Redemption. Similar to Elden Ring, I gotten Red Dead 2 for the PS4 back when it came out, and I beat most of the game, but I never really got through and finished all the collectibles and everything like that. And then so when quarantine came, I got it for PC, and although I didn't get all the trophies for it, I got 100% on the compendium. I did all the challenges, I beat the game, got all the stuff and everything for it. I didn't do any Red Dead Online stuff because again, as I mentioned before, online and multiplayer trophies are kind of just the worst thing. Yeah, no, that game got me through lots of boredom and other stuff during quarantine. So I never actually played the original. So I decided to I had gotten the remastered version for it for the PS4, because that allowed it to be 60 frames per second. But I played through that game, and honestly, it's a lot of people say Red Dead Redemption 2 was the better game, but in my eyes, like, there's something about the atmosphere that Red Dead 1 painted, that was just, I don't know what it is, but it felt like a true Western, and the story just felt complete. So I wouldn't say Red Dead 2 was better than Red Dead 1. I would say that they're both equals. And then here we got Lego Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga. Honestly, I like Lego Star Wars games. 1 and 2, the complete saga. Lego Star Wars Clone Wars. And I think it was a fun game, but I think it was just way too long. There was so much going on in the game, so many things you had to collect. It just became a chore at a certain point. So I think it was fun, but just too lengthy for me, to be honest, for a Lego game. And the fact that the DLCs also only added characters but not levels to it, I was kind of sad about, because I wish they would have added stuff for like Rebels and Clone Wars and proper levels for the Mandalorian and everything like that. I feel like they could have really benefited from that, but they just didn't. So yeah, that was something that I was a little disappointed into. Marvel Rivals. When this came out at the end of last year, earlier this year, I got hooked into it. I used to play a lot of Overwatch when I was younger. And this kind of scratched that itch that I haven't felt for a long time. That what Overwatch, the OG Overwatch, really felt like. So, the trophies for this though, most of them were fine, but there were some that were a full-on bitch. Captain America. A lot of people actually had issues with this, like hard time. I was a Cap main, so I had no problem getting this. To be honest, it's really hard to get kills with Captain America, but I just played Cap so much that I was able to get it. The one though that was the worst was Black Panther. Trying to get a 3-player KO streak in that specific map was terrible, because first of all, it took forever to get that map. You want to get it every single time. You only get it like every 10 matches. I would get it maybe once, or maybe every 20 matches or something. I don't know, something crazy like that. And 2, I was terrible at playing Black Panther, especially on controller, because the way you need to play him is just you need to turn quickly, and I was just god awful at that. So trying to do that was a nightmare. And I think there was one other one that I just took forever for me to do. Oh my god, that was it. Wolverine. Last Stand is one of the worst ults in the game for multiple people. It was ridiculous. So you have to kill 3 people with one ult of Wolverine. I remember just playing. It was just a nightmare trying to get that one trophy. It's terrible. Then Star Wars Battlefront 2. There's that whole resurgence in the summer where people were talking about Battlefront 3 and everything like that. One actually that took for quite a while was the Starfighter, like the flying trophy. Starting right at it. Defeat 25 hero ships with fighter ships. It's really hard to find, because you have to be the one to defeat them, right? You can't assist, you can't KO them, you have to be the final hit. Also, what you had to do was go into hero showdown or whatever for the flying version, and you start off as either heroes or villains. But if you crash or if you die, you go into the standard assault, infiltrator, bomber classes or whatever. And so what I had to do was, as soon as the round would start, you kind of screw your teammates over by immediately crashing. So you become either the fighter ship or the interceptor. The problem was though is that other people were also trying to get the trophy for it too. So it would be like a 4v4. I would crash, and 2 other of my teammates would immediately crash too. So we would only have 1 hero on our team left, while the other team sometimes they would have 4, sometimes they'd be doing the same thing. It just took a little time, and then eventually I was able to get it. I had a lot of nostalgia with the first OG Battlefront 2. So, and in 2020, this was also one of my comfort games along with Red Dead 2. So it was really fun platinum. Besides that whole thing, I'll group these together. It's just a Lego game really. You just beat the whole game, get all the mini kits, characters, everything like that. Yeah, I will say the Clone Wars one though, I really like the battles you could do. You could go against your friends on there and do these whole skill battles and everything like that, which was really fun. Most of these Lego ones came out earlier this year, or earlier this summer. Like I got the platinums for them. So this is the most recent one I've been doing. I just I haven't had time to play on the PS3 recently, so I've kind of had to postpone it. But yeah, that's my whole platinum list currently. I don't know. I've always wanted to make videos like this, and I keep telling myself to just postpone it, or procrastinate, or nobody's gonna watch this, and I don't know. I'm not very entertaining, but whatever. Sometimes you just gotta start doing something and just go from there. You can't just keep waiting for the perfect moment to start something. You just gotta start it and just keep doing it. So yeah, let's see how long this video ends up being. But alright, that's it. See you whenever.